Kanda, Se, Sebe, Te, Tela, Ma, Lama, Cha, Shang, La, Lakir, Tong, Yin, Tongyong, Char, Song, Songwa, Yi, Yao, Yaopa, Yawa, Che, Chebe, Lam, Layin, Tor, Tong, Pe, Kanam, Te, Tak, Tang, Pe, Yin, Yi, Yong. There's no way to end without pure renunciation, this striving for pleasant results in the ocean of life. It's because of their hankering life as well that beings are fettered, so seek renunciation first. So we're starting to go into the various sufferings of this existence, what they call the circle of life or samsara. We've talked a little bit about it. Hankering here is particularly the ignorant craving. That is the basis of the wheel of life. If you've ever seen the wheel of life, where they have all the various realms, the beings, the hell beings. The thing that sets all that in motion is ignorance. Ignorance to what? Ignorance to the belief that you have some kind of self-existent essence, and that all phenomena have some self-existent essence. And the mental afflictions that arise from that ignorance. So it can be, often you hear ignorance and then hate and aversion, or hate and hate, aversion, love, hate. It's more like ignorance and ignorant hate, ignorant love, ignorant grasping, ignorant aversion. All those mental afflictions arise due to the fact that you believe, like say Vince here, if Vince was an a-hole from his own side, then my mind reacts and generates a mind that believes that Vince is an a-hole from his own side. That's the cause of all the mental afflictions in samsara. When you get a permanent ending to all those mental afflictions, due to your direct perception of emptiness in deep meditation, that is nirvana. If you have bodhicitta in your heart, or the wish to achieve enlightenment, or this great compassion for all living beings, while you achieve that nirvana, then that's Buddhahood in Mahayana field. That's, you're a Buddha. All of this suffering, all of these problems come from ignorance. There are the 8 worldly thoughts. You know, how they go. If I'm happy, you're only happy when you're happy. You're unhappy when you're not feeling good. You're happy when you're famous. You're not happy when you're not famous. You're happy when people say nice things to you. You're not happy when people talk trash about you. They revolve around this self-cherishing mind and this fundamental ignorance. If you saw the emptiness of phenomenon, you would not react in that way and continue to perpetuate your own samsara, your own circle of suffering. 6 sufferings. There's originally 3 sufferings, and then you can break them down to 6. You can break them down to 9. There are many types of list of sufferings. Here in this particular text, they cover the 6 sufferings. And one of the sufferings is that there is no certainty in this life. And you realize this one pretty quick. Well, you can be dead tomorrow. You can lose your job tomorrow. Nothing stays the same. There's whole industries working to give you the illusion of safety, security, and stability in this life. Insurance companies, they pay you back with the thought that, you worry about whether your house is going to be taken by a flood or whatever, and they go pay the insurance for some kind of ultimate insurance to pay back, to get some kind of security. Lord Buddha taught no security in this life whatsoever. Everything changes due to your karma. Mostly we collect impure karmic impressions in our mental continuum. Why? Because of that ignorance that I was just talking about. If we can find a way to eradicate that ignorance, then we would collect pure causes. And our reality would be radically different, which is the goal of Buddhism. There's different ways of going about that. There's the Sutrayana path, which takes longer, and Vajrayana path, which is supposedly very much quicker, but is a little tricky. And the suffering of, there's also the suffering of not always wanting more. And this one Americans know well. It's like you get a house. Immediately when you get that house, you start looking through the real estate magazines, looking for the better house. You get the car, well, the neighbor's got the new Jaguar, something. We've got to move on up. We got to get that. The mind, but it's just even more subtler. It's like you got to get the better. You got to read the better books. You got to have the cooler friends. It's like the mind is grasping. Immediately the mind settles to one object. The monkey mind, Zen guys call it, and also classic Buddhist texts. The monkey mind then grasps to another object, grasps to another object, grasps to another object. I remember seeing on a Discovery Channel special, they had these monkeys, and the way that they would catch them to eat them would be, they just put some fruit in a little hole in the wall. And the hole is big enough to put the hand in when open, but when you close the hand, you can't get the hand out. And I just immediately thought of like due to our ignorance, our stupidity, we grasp at things improperly and get ourselves into trouble. And I thought that was such a great metaphor for Buddhist grasping. And the desire to always want more. And you think you've licked this, but then you can get, it's like you just look for subtler and cooler types of grasping at things. Like the kind of things that my mind grasp on, people would look at, you're pretty pathetic, dude. I mean, like I'd stay up late and look through the TibetanSpirit.com or a catalog and look for new ritual implements. And some other dude coming into my place would just be like, dude, you gotta get a life. Like wanting a new purva, or can I get the little, there's little, the peacock feathers that go into ritual bumpas. It's the same suffering, but it's just so niche, so cottage industry suffering. It's so strange that but people do this. You think you've whacked suffering, but then it's like, oh, well, I've got to get that Fellini, the whole Fellini collection. I've got to have the whole Fellini collection. I've got to have it in widescreen, letterbox, whatever, and then you get it and you immediately want the next brush. And this is a symptom of our mind. Meditation helps a lot with this. Once you start to take your mind to the various levels, first combat these distractions. Keep a kind of morality. Take on some vows to keep some kind of morality, so you have you're not worried about who you're screwing over. And then you go through meditation, and you slowly, in meditation, hold your mind to objects more and more. It does away with a lot of this gross, constant running of your mind to every object. I remember Geshe, when this was years ago before the retreat, everything.